Hello and welcome back. Today we are playing as Brazil here in Victoria 3. Last episode was a relatively chill episode. We did have a little bit of come up on the trade unionist. We kind of realized we made a little bit of a mistake pushing ahead of time for human rights because we weren't really in a position to go multiculturalism immediately, but this is okay. We tried joining Austria's customs union, that didn't work, so we reloaded when they invited us because they don't have enough convoys to support us, and currently we're kind of still prepping leaving the UK's customs union, although I want to emphasize we do not want to leave their customs union. We want to continue siphoning off pops. One of our big problems is that we do not have enough pops, but the UK has a lot of migration attraction. It is difficult for us to pull from them. It would be much nicer if we were in the customs union with France. Because UK has gone with super caked up Intelligentsia, so they actually have really high migration, pull relative to a lot of other countries, and so we would prefer European countries with less pull, something like this. Although once we go multiculturalism, we will be able to siphon off the Indian pops from the British Raj, so this is a pretty big deal. And so hopefully this episode, we will be going multiculturalism in this front, at least on our diplomatic stuff. As far as military goes, the plan is to dominion the Netherlands here, which will be really big nice because if we take a look, dominioning the Netherlands is 28 infamy, and it's like, okay, that's a big chunk. If we were to transfer over the Dutch East Indies, it's 70 infamy. We get the Dutch East Indies when we dominion the Netherlands. The Dutch East Indies, if I recall correctly, don't just get released. They instead transfer over to us as we dominion the Netherlands, and we acquire all of the Netherlands subject. I believe this is how this works. I guess we'll double check. I guess we'll find out. But we are going to dominion the Netherlands here, and so let's have at it. And this is going to be a good one. Hopefully no one joins against us. We might find ourselves in a bit of a weird big war if this is the case. They are fearful of us, which is a little bit interesting, but we are going to activate all the generals, and we might mobilize conscripts in a couple places as well, specifically up here, where we have a lot of free labor anyways, and so this isn't too bad. And I think we're going to go for war reps as well, but we might not put it as primary because we'd rather just have them back down. Will they back down though? I'm not sure, but let's go for war reps as well. Actually, let's keep our maneuvers. We only have 75. Who can we sway to our side? We can sway Italy. We'll keep that in our back pocket. We'll just wait and see how this develops here. I believe we can win this 1v1. We are on better military PMs than them, so that is not the issue. Looks like we also have a secret navy, maybe. Nope. Oh, the 26 boats are from our subjects. Fair enough. The extra boats that we are not seeing. It looks like we might be getting in without them swaying anyone, so we will want to war rep them. Dutch war reparations. Oh, and Hanover is a subject? What type of subject are you? Netherlands just backs down. Well, that was painless as hell. And so they're a country in the Hanover market, so I guess they were in the Netherlands market and now they've left. And we get, in fact, all the Dutch East Indies as well, so now that is big cake. We love that cake. Now we are getting a lot from Diplopacks. Let's see how much we are getting from the Netherlands. 15k from the Netherlands. And then that must include the Dutch East Indies, who I believe is now a subject of ours, and we could annex if we wanted, but this is going to be big nice, and they will continue to expand out here, so this is kind of cool. Can we feed them? I know there's a thing where we can like feed them stuff, but I guess not. Okay. Once we get civilizing mission, we can go for that. But that was a little anticlimactic, but now we have succeeded in map painting just a little bit more. And now we only have to get Great Britain as far as getting all of this goes. We still have to go I didn't vote for Pedro, which is kind of the main point of the run. I think we'll take... You know what? I don't think we want the radicals. I think we'll take this really bad event, and then we'll just come off this, and instead maybe go universal. The Industrialists really don't like it, but they won't be radicalized by it. And so I think that we can go this instead. And we need to go universal suffrage anyways for I didn't vote for Pedro. Otherwise, I kind of think I prefer census suffrage, but we'll see if we can keep everyone happy. We will decrease taxes to try and keep everyone happy. And because we're making a bunch of money from subjects now. We, of course, lose a little bit more in terms of investment pool transfer. This ticks down a bit because we lost the bonus free money from having them super happy, but they're not really that upset. And if we can come off of this, which would be really nice, or if we can get universal suffrage, which will be really nice, then we almost certainly next election will be able to have a really powerful trade union, and we will be able to go multiculturalism, which will be big, especially because we'll be able to siphon off pops now from, you know, the Dutch East Indies, who has a lot of discriminated pops anyways, and so this will be a big deal for us. We do have rifling. What do we have to do to get this rifling going? I guess we gotta activate this in our buildings. Do we not just not have a level 3, or they're just not profitable? Okay, they're just not profitable / fully employed. Not a tremendous amount we can... I mean, we can mobilize all of our army to deal with that. But for now, we don't really want to do too much militarily. We just want to chill. I think we still probably can't... Yeah, Great Britain has consistently not been wanting to let us annex anything in here. So I suppose the way we are going to boot ourselves from the Great British market is going to be by annexing Transvaal. Qing is improving relations. If we could get Qing inside of our customs union, this would be a huge deal. We don't have a customs union yet, but I'm talking about when we leave. We almost certainly get these guys in. Are they defending the borders now? No, it's because we're infamous. And so if we get an obligation, once we're no longer infamous, we will be able to protectorate Ecuador, which is going to be big, big nice. But yeah, that was... I was not expecting that back down so easily. It's easily worth the 25 infamy, especially because the Dutch East Indies is going to continue to expand all through here and grab more territory. We're not going to annex them yet because they will continue to gobble up these miners as well. And so we will stop, wholesale stop expanding in here because the Dutch East Indies AI is more than happy to gobble up these guys. So we will stop doing that entirely. So maybe we focus a little bit more here. Something like this. We also want to diplomatically acquire the rest of South America. So I guess we're in relatively chill mode for a little bit. We do want to leave the UK's market. I mean, we can leave anytime we want, but we also want the migration. The problem is, since we have subjects, we cannot join someone's market actively. We would love to actually just switch to France's market. This would be ideal for us, but we can't. Maybe we can do a large volume of trade with them to make them form a better attitude and maybe invite us. We have to wait for their invitation is the thing. I guess we can export softwood to them, and also we are making a ton of wood ourselves, so let's see if we can export hardwood. No. Softwood, how about that? Why is this not profitable? Is wood somehow expensive in our market? We're producing so much wood. We'll come off this, I guess, for now. We'll look to pass another one of those in a second. So we could do this. I actually like private health insurance in general, and I like it now because we are going to be making the trade union, we're going to be making the industrialists upset. And so getting a little extra approval is going to go a long way towards making them happy. And of course, now we're making more money because the investment pool transfer is going to hitch up, or did hitch up. We got to wait towards Monday, I guess, but it should be a little bit higher. There you see it tick up because we now have their bonus active. So let's just add some construction, I guess. Something like that, which should go pretty well. We've been slowly adding construction every single episode, and so this has been nice. The construction rate, nice GDP. The construction rate is roughly your GDP growth rate, so it is an important one to have kind of high. We also are adjacent to Prussia now in terms of the market, which is pretty important, because once we get free of Great Britain, we'll need to do a ton of trade routes, and because we are geographically adjacent with the Netherlands to both now Prussia and France, this is going to go a long way. Although I think we probably have an adjacency somewhere else with France, like over here or like here, and like we already had an adjacency with them, but we did acquire a new one. Trying to think what other wars would look really, really nice. I think we're like kind of at the point where we want to start looking diplomatically, although we could just look to clean up this, you know, and conquer up our way towards Mexico. This would not be a terrible idea. Making a decent amount of money. Got to do this number plus this number, but it's plus 23k. We are playing a little bit more on the interest than we would want if we were a GP, which would be one reason to leave the UK's market. I think we want to get on pump jacks a little before we maybe leave their market. Steam Donkey is going to be a big one. Is going to be a very nice labor-saving PM for us, especially because most of our stuff is in the rural areas. I believe this is the most efficient steam donkey, and then we're also going to turn on wood, because we have so much wood. Actually, we might just turn them all on. We're just going to take a look and kind of where it looks. Yeah, let's turn them all on. Oop, that's not the right one. And then I think we're going to need more motor industries. I think that is definitely something where we're kind of, relatively speaking, lacking once we leave their market. So we're going to expand them more here in Paribia, or Paraiba. I'm not sure how you pronounce this. But they're even expensive in our market, and they're going to be really expensive once Pump Jacks comes off. So we'll kind of look to preempt that a little bit. Actually, let's preempt it a bit. We don't have a lot of labor here, but we're hoping to attract it, man. It sucks because we have just so much migration attraction and so much migration this entire coastline. We're just not getting, into where we need to go. So it is a little bit uncomfortable. We don't really want that interest group to become caked up. What's it looking at like now, though? Yeah, if we decrease the attraction, they're not going to give us a negative. The guy gets fired, and they might become marginalized. We're kind of okay with them being marginalized because we're about to pass some laws they don't like. So we're going to be getting penalties from them, not bonuses. We're losing 18k here. We're losing a little bit. This is fine. Kind of at a range where that's acceptable. This has been creeping up the entire time. We did lower taxes for all this, though, which is keeping us legitimate. It's also going to help on the balance between these two, which is going to help us get bonuses. We would really, really, really like the Intelligentsia bonus here. So actually, let's just pay them a little bit more. And the reason why is that gives plus 50% migration attraction from propagandists, which is really going to crank the attraction up high and hopefully solve some of our problems. And then maybe, I mean, we will try and keep in mind that we increase this, because this is not one I'm a huge fan of running, but if we increase it again, can we get... No, we can't get enough authority to float another one, unfortunately. But we can also, now we can do this. Now that we have a different ruler, we can take that edict off, go into decrees, and do greener grass campaigns in Sao Paulo as well. And so now the migration attraction here is going to be 121, which is absolutely massive. Oh, wait, why'd it go down to 95? No! Propagandists, activate, please. Now it's back up to 121. We're going to actually screenshot this once it adjusts. Yeah, because that is, I think, the most migration attraction I've ever had. And we don't even have... Actually, it's probably not. It has to be at some point with an America run, but... Because we don't even have Statue of Liberty, which is such a, like, good building. 25% migration attraction for free. Alright, we can build rubber plantations now. See what we're looking at with society tech. This is gonna nat spread, then organized sports is gonna nat spread, and then maybe we want to come back and look at going mutual funds after this and steel frame buildings, something like this. After pump jacks. Maybe it's even better than pump jacks. Pump jacks is real good. We also have a decent amount of agricultural stuff. We can build some dyes here. Why don't we build dyes in one of these spots? Down low. Just get it ready to focus on dyes. Something like that. Hopefully we get the healthcare on the next tick, because then we're going to go for universal suffrage, I think. Or census suffrage, one of the two. It doesn't really matter which. Just got a bit of an unlucky tick. Loyalists are creeping on up. Hopefully that'll allow us to maintain our bonuses. Once the Intelligentsia bonus... Yeah, it looks like we have that bonus locked in, so maybe we decrease this, make some more money, and keep their bonus, hopefully. Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see how that shakes out. We're losing quite a big chunk of money. Now, what is it? Is it a decrease in dividends taxes again? It is, and I'm not sure what it's coming from. I think it must be the UK swapping around PMs and increasing or decreasing the demand for something, but we've seen these huge hitches. I don't think it's a lack of market access. Could be, though. This is one thing that could do it. Definitely want to siphon off pops from these guys. I think if we don't get health insurance, we might even switch anyways. More than happy to give Minisciaris some pop attraction, although more than happy-ish. So now they're, yeah. That's good enough. Grassroots supports, ugh. We could make the lower strata pop. Last time we did this, it didn't work out that well. I think we'll just take the enactment chance and look nice and look to like kind of guarantee that we get this next one. Propagandists are deactivated. We really want to keep that bonus active. Sucks. Really trying to keep this bonus active. The 50% migration is really big, especially because we're competing for pops with the UK, who has propagandists as well. They're infamous, though. So are we. We're still decaying from the little dominion of the Netherlands. I say little, but it's like, it's such a huge deal that we just got all this, basically. And then we can annex these guys later. They're rebellious, sure. They're likely to attempt a diplomatic play for independence if they think they could win. Which I think that since they are a dominion, they're much more likely to do so, but... versus a puppet, so we do have to keep an eye on that. It might be a little bit opportunistic-y with us. Really high SOL there. I was looking right here. Some gold into Victoria. I don't think we're gonna get rifling done. It's gonna be grim, very sad if we don't get private health insurance on this next uptick, because we kind of want to get it done. We finished colonization of Kenya. Let's make sure we are colonizing where we want to be. We are. I think if we start colonizing here, it'll cut through. Yeah. Just looking to maybe cut them off in a way that's good. Nobody has malaria prevention. I don't think the UK is particularly close to it, but this is something to keep in mind. I think once, also in the capital, in Sao Paulo, once we actually pull in enough migrants here, it looks like the migration's ticking up quite a bit, to like, you know, fully employ all these buildings, then we go for the level 31 uni as well. Music to my ears. I don't think this is worth 10k for some prestige, but we don't want the Intelligentsia negative thing, because we are really trying to push this. So yikes, I guess. But we want to get the throughput up. Grim. I mean, these places are starting to employ up a little bit more, but I guess we don't want to take away the labor either. Us coming out of steam donkeys was also nice for all this. Rivalries was broken. Siam and Dynam. An improved relation for us with Italy is broken. We get private health insurance. We can get an alliance with Italy. I don't think that's going to be too useful. But we get private health insurance. So now we're going to, again, come back, not to this one. And we're going to try and get, actually, let's see. Can anyone? No. We're just seeing if we could go multiculturalism. We're going to go for universal suffrage, which is going to make the Industrialists upset, but they're pretty happy over our last law pass that they're not going to be too bad because they like the private health insurance. And we will see if any place needs available decisions. Yeah, okay. Now, let's try and see what areas. I think we have tax available everywhere, but we could add a few in our places that have the least. Try and preempt that a little bit, and we can also just look to push economies of scale. Let's look to do that in Bahia. Because we have a lot of available labor there. Fortunately or not. We'll put this on auto expand as well. We don't have too much lead production, so that'll be nice. Kind of losing a little bit more money than we'd like, but we also have 500 construction, so that's big nice. Could we increase this more to get another consumption tax in? We can. We can tax porcelain, the classic. Now, are these guys, the Intelligentsia is super happy with what we're passing, so we'll also decrease this back down because we are going to be able to maintain the bonus even without that. So that's nice. And the trade union is also super happy. Workforce ratio is going to be good as well. Going for the universal suffrage, baby. It's unfortunate that we cannot make like a legitimate government that has the Intelligentsia and the trade unionists, but so we'd have to do this. Zero legitimacy. But once we get universal suffrage, then we should be able to get them all in the next election. Let's check in on our infamy. It's still pretty high. I think we still get a finger in our pie if we go for annexing these guys. We really want to, though. Well, specifically, we really want to annex these guys, because not only would they give us another route, but there's also only Russia to help us out. So if we wanted to pick a fight with Great Britain, we could do it elsewhere. We're going to improve relations with them, just because we can get bad relations with them anytime we want by ending the customs union and damaging. We want to just see how much pop they have. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty good amount, yeah. And so we can siphon that off. Once we get, for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. We don't really want momentum for the Conservative Party, but unfortunately this election is going to go through before we get universal suffrage, unless we get really lucky here. Oh no, wait, no, it's just going to go through before. That's unfortunate. It was really, well, unfortunate was not being able to pass census suffrage and then universal suffrage after it, and then going on to, yeah, we just got a lot of really unlucky law ticks. We went to private health insurance, and even that took like longer than it should have. And so we should have been able to get in an election law before this election, but no dice. Yeah, and now we're about to have the election. Intelligentsia are doing alright, though. Just gotta get people to Sao Paulo. I think we're gonna actually re-add the 10 levels here. I would like the technology, please. A way to reform the government where it's the Intelligentsia and the trade unionists. Not really, because these guys want in the Liberal Party. Which is wild, by the way. It's like super incoherent because the Catholic Church wants to be in the Liberal Party. Come on, man. And we get universal suffrage, and I didn't vote for Pedro. So we're gonna clip that. So we got the achievement. Big, nice. We still want to play a little while longer, though, and look to get all of South America, which we're looking to get mostly diplomatically. I guess we don't want the migration attraction. Well, let's just do this. We got a revolution from them, that'd be wild. Wow, it's 55%. That's a good amount. We'll nuke this consumption tax as well. And now is there a way to, like, legitimately form? Yeah, there's not. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. These guys are also uber pissed. They're, like, also almost marginalized. We could look to, prove Bolivia wants an alliance. I don't think we'll go that way. But it's good to know they're liking us. We can protect her, these boyos. We're going to do that using an obligation. This will kick us above 25 infamy, but this is not too big a deal. This will also pull them into the British Customs Union, but eventually, since they are our protectorate, when we leave, they'll be with us. And we'll later puppet them to try and, you know, continue along. I believe Venezuela's defending the borders. Ooh, they're not defending the borders anymore. So, well, we cannot improve relations with them, though. Messina is maybe not going to be a super high priority for us to annex. So why don't we improve relations with Brazil now that they're not defending the borders? I think we need a more Diplo. That's exactly what we need. Man, why do we have such little amount? Okay. Just improving relations with GPs does take a lot. It's barely infamous. We got above that from, you know, getting these guys in. We will want to damage relations with them, though. Tripolitania looking very Italian? Is that the color? That is. Don't see that too much. I love how you can rival your subjects. It's beautiful. Because these guys are our subjects and rivals too, right? Nope, just subject. Rebellious subject, though. You maybe want to increase the military. Just so they're not as rebellious. I don't know. We just kind of want to be ramping up. Well, we want to ramp up the military eventually. We can no longer improve relations with Great Britain. We get dynamite. Nice. We'll start improving relations with Venezuela, though. And with the dynamite, this will be big nice. We cannot support all this, actually, without the Great British boom booms. So we'll actually stop bankrolling these guys too. Boom. And so we will make some more boom booms ourselves in Rio de Janeiro. Looking to push the economies of scale. Still don't have a tremendous amount on economies of scale. It's been a little tough with Brazil here, specifically, because how this is all so spread out. But now it's way greener here. You know, it's way greener here now. The grass is greener, and so hopefully that solves our problems here in the capital, and then we can come off this edict. Because overall, I don't think you want to be running greener grass campaigns generally. But if this can fill up the labor, that'll be big nice. Let's come through and see if we can use any labor-saving PMs. I don't think so. We don't have the second... Ooh, we do have this off of dynamite. We don't have the second rotary valve engine one. So, a little bit of a problem. Pump jack's gonna be nice. What's not spreading in here? Threshing machines? God, that sucks. We're a little ways away from tier... Only a little bit of ways away from tier 3 tech. And getting ironclad and gantry cranes before we separate is going to be probably the way to go. Oh, and we also passed universal suffrage, so let's try and... why haven't we gotten Path to Liberalism event? We have to have non-insurrectionary. Got it. These guys gotta stop. They gotta calm down. And then we're gonna go multiculturalism, so we won't even start passing a law. Let's do this. I think we wanna... We do have a lot more government expenses kind of coming on up with the unis, but the unis aren't even gonna employ fully. Oh, they are. Okay, this is big nice then. Gonna be pushing the innovation a bit. I think we will want shift work after this, so... We'll set it up like that. And then maybe after shift work we make a push for... malaria prevention? Is that really even that much of a push? That would be a push. I mean, socialism is probably okay. So we could go socialism, feminism, malaria prevention. Something like this for the plan. And of course we'll revisit it later, but just kind of put our thoughts down a little bit while we are still decaying. Quite a bit of infamy. Maybe we should have given the migration attraction to Buganda instead of Rift Valley. Yeah, I guess we should have. Ugh. We are auto-expanding several dye plantations. This is going to be really big nice. I think we actually are more built up on dyes and like cotton than we normally was otherwise, and even opium, you know, in eastern Mali here. Where's the... We have like, I think one really tall cotton plantation here. Let's take a look here. Would this be another good spot for more? And we can let them go rice there. But here, hiss, we don't like the maize. We'll put this on auto expand for that. Man, we really want to annex Transvaal too. Grim. UK is likely to side with the enemy. Nice. I mean, how much stronger is the UK than us? I know they're stronger, but how much? Like 3x us? That's not even that bad. If we start the fight somewhere else, we might be able to even pull someone else in. Like, so if we started over here, we see that, like, France also has an interest in the region. I guess we would want a different one, though. Well, we're just expecting that we have to fight. What's this about? Okay, it looks like they don't need our help for this. So we will not help. Oh, you know what? We're not going to even be able to put the trade unionists in power. This isn't ideal. So the trade unionists is going to become radical, but we're not going to be able to put them in power until the next election. Yikes. Yikes. GDP's doing good, though. So that's something. How are we doing here? Fully employed, and then yeah, it took away employment from here, which is maybe not ideal, but it is what it is. We're still getting off like this super huge migration attraction here. I like all these spots, but particularly there. Yeah, we really want... So I think we're going to try and improve relations with China as much as possible and not take Chinese provinces, which would normally be the strategy. You either take the Chinese provinces or you try and get them into customs union. But we could open up Japan's market in terms of something that'd be useful to do. Let's maybe an interest there. Something that'd be useful to do that we can do. I think we could do that. We probably need a bigger navy here too. We could just triple land Japan though. Where's our naval base? Bahia. We'll just add another 5. We'll just open their market, go for war reps as well. What's this? Well, perfect timing on this Lindy thing. We'll just put it in the war 1 because we're feeling adventurous. Simulation's not even useful. Please go away so we can get the Path to Liberalism event. Yes? We have to not be at war too? Yeah, let's go, baby. And one guy will be changed to radical. Apparently this can be someone other than the trade unionists, but in my experience it's always the trade unionists. Well, in this one, it's not. Okay, so we have our first petite bourgeoisie radical, which sucks, because I don't think we can get him in Gov. Maybe we can. Oh, baby, we can! We can get him in Gov! Oh, it's magical. And we can go multiculturalism. Hell yeah, brother. The Intelligentsia hate it. They want one thing, and it's discrimination. They don't uber hate it. Luckily, we're still getting their +10, so that's nice. Is it because they're a jingoist? No, they just hate it. Steam-powered thresher is going to be big nice. Let's turn that on. It's actually not the most efficient labor-saving PM, but specifically saving labor in all these is going to be nice. And the maze. We're just going to turn it on everywhere. I guess we don't. We have so many coal stuff expanded, too. I'm going to set all these to auto-expand. We'll set, yeah, perfect. The thought, the word, and the ideal. I think we'll go for university throughput. Which adds the new Colossus, which I don't think we have yet because we need, yeah. In order to get new Colossus for this journal, we need to pass, let's find it. We need to get multiculturalism. Yep. But that's going to allow us to really solve our population problems a little bit better. Especially being inside the market of the UK, because then we can siphon off from the Raj. Although we are trying to set ourselves up to maybe get Great Qing in our customs union. But also open up these guys' market and look to kind of go that direction with them as well. Because they have a lot of pops. I think they have a decent amount of pops, so we could improve relations with them as well. We're not bankrolling because we're not made of money, but... So we can maybe bankroll them. Look to protectorate them. How much is that bankroll even? 8K? Yikes. Yikes. Can't bankroll them. Pump jacks is huge. So we're gonna turn it on. I think we can just turn it all on. I don't think we have to wait. Let's see if it causes a shortage. I think Great Britain's can absorb it all. And they can. And buildings are super profitable. Now, we have a bunch of profitable arable stuff, so getting onto mutual funds will also be really, really big. So... yeah, the mutual funds. First you get the mutual funds. First you get the pump jacks, then you get the mutual funds, then you get the women. That's how that works. And we're starting to do pretty well at the tech. We have like a pretty good amount of research speed here with 147. A huge reason why our literacy rate is so high, by the way, with only like, I think level 3 schools, that's it, is the fact that we have the Mosque of Djenne, so we have the equivalent of more than level 5 schools. So, big nice. See if we can establish any new colonies here. We can. I believe this is just regular malaria, and we get colonization rights as well. So we can colonize these pretty quick. So we're getting a huge chunk of all this. The bill's gotta pass. Nice tick to get, because now we got a 20% on the multiculturalism. This one's really, really important. GDP's cranking up though. Look at that. Look at that. That's pump jacks. That is the pump jacks. Absolutely insane technology. AutoQ, for whatever reason this run, is absolutely terrible at keeping up the infrastructure, which is kind of annoying. So we'll just do it manually. Maybe it's because we're in the British market. Are these all employed? They're not employed. Rough. I don't think we have the next level. Yeah, we don't. I mean, maybe rotary valve engine would be okay here. Our SOL is climbing so fast. We like really need more labor. We even have a decent amount of peasants, but they're in the wrong spots. Because we have so much migration. But these guys might even get to 20% clout at a decent clip. Which would be super nice. Can we annex these guys without our pie getting fingered? No. We probably want to start thinking about a war sometime soon, though, here. We've been chilling. We've been in chill mode for a while. So, I mean, Hanover's got some decent stuff. I don't think we want to spend the infamy on them. We are damaging relations with Ecuador, so we can't fight them yet. We could just go after Costa Rica, low-hanging fruit, let's damage relations. Probably these guys have a lot of pop relative to like what else they got going on. Could just finish off Messina just for border reasons. Oh, but we're damaging relations with them. Is there anyone we want to have a market adjacency with that we don't? Not really. So we could go after just Macron. And just look to either puppet them or annex them straight out. And this will give us an adjacency with Persia, which will be nice. I think I like puppeting. That way we have access through. There's just a little bit more to conquer them. Maybe we do that. Improve relations with Great Qing is broken because our relations are as high as they can go. We don't like the shopkeepers anyways. We don't want minus enactment chance, but so we're gonna take this. A little bit unfortunate. About to finish a bunch of railroads. I think we can crank out the construction a bit. Like, a lot. So let's get this up. Looking to crank up over 100 million GDP. Propagandists are deactivated. That's big, not nice. So we'll do this. Reactivate propagandists here. The trade union bonus we don't even have, but I guess we could just keep... Let's do this. It will stimulate the economy, but it's notably also going to keep cranking SOL up, which SOL is not really what's driving our migration primarily at this point. It's the unused arable land, but... Which is, like, perhaps the biggest reason for us to maybe keep actually the taxes high. Let's keep them higher. I don't want to do that yet. But if we kept them lower, it would be easier for us to get, you know, the trade union's second bonus. The, like, all the bonuses, so... But it would also be that case if we just increase these. So let's increase these a couple levels. Home Affairs to just try and make sure we're getting bonuses. They're really strong. We are struggling on that front. Just trying to think of a spot. I mean, we could get a... We could go after Modena. Oh, it's in the Austrian market. Austria's gonna defend them. They're still cautious towards us. They've been cautious towards us for forever. So... We've been improving relations with France for forever. But they are rivaling us. So... A little bit unfortunate. We are still making a bunch of money, so we will crank up the construction more. I don't want to do it in Sao Paulo. Where has the most labor that is, like, incorporated? British Guinea? Alright, sure. Where is British Guinea even? Brazilian Guinea, sorry. We'll just add 5 here, actually. We'll figure out where Brazilian Guinea is. Okay. So this has the most labor available. Is it incorporated? Soon. I mean, we don't want to build super tall here because they do have to go through shipping lanes, but it's not too many shipping lanes, right? It's only going to be, like, what is this, 1, 2 nodes? Or is this our... What does our Brazilian shipping lane look like? Oh, it's to the home counties. But it'll be this way for the other one. So, once it changes, it'll be like 1, 2. So it's not too far off, and it is incorporating. So maybe we would like a few construction centers here and start building our industries up here a little bit. We'll put this on auto expand. We'll add 5. Let's try and 31 some stuff. It's been a bit of a struggle, but Minisquieras, maybe we can add. We get multiculturalism. This is big, nice. We get this new Colossus, so we can get 25% migration attraction. So let's look at Sao Paulo now, baby. Oh, the propagandists aren't active. Rip the dream, dude. Is that what's going on here? Yeah, the propagandists aren't active. So let's just increase this, just to highlight, because I just want to see how high it could be. I want to look into the sun here. 140. That is a lot of migration attraction, baby. Let's screen it. Tag it and bag it. Alright, we don't want to pay this much more on the wages, though. And we do have to get rid of something. And I think the something that's got to go might just be the greener grass campaigns. Could also nuke the services tax. Let's see how much that's taxing our lower rung pops. It's taxing them a decent amount. It's mainly on the middle and upper, though. So we don't want to come off of it. And this is causing a little bit of a severe Oppo intergroup disapproval. I guess we need to find quite a bit, though, because we don't want to... Maybe it is that. God. Alright. Oh, and that notably got us up happier with the trade unions, because they're in the Oppo group right now. Only not for too long, but for now. A little bit uncomfortable. Alright. What are we going to do for laws now? We do want to get off child labor, but we're going to have to wait, I guess, till the next election. Going to be the big one. But hopefully our pop just starts exploding here. Because now we don't discriminate against anyone. Where's our Han mass migration event? Where's it at? These guys are genial, though. So maybe we take a quick save and we see exactly what leaving the market looks like. Or maybe this is something for next episode. I think we'll conclude this episode here, actually. So this episode, two big things. One, we got multiculturalism, which we just did. But two, if you recall at the very start of the episode, we did dominion the Netherlands. We could even annex them now. It doesn't even give us that much infamy, so I guess maybe this is the next war. But if we annex them, that'll be pretty good. We won't get any of this, but we're more than... Well, the Netherlands is also colonizing, so maybe we're okay with them continuing to colonize and just letting them. This sort of thing, but we could also annex them, grab all this territory, which is kind of nice. It's not the best territory, but we get a lot more pops, and then we can incorporate these pretty quick, and then we can get faster, you know, or I guess it's not even that many pops. Rough. But yeah, we dominion them. The big point of dominioning them is you get the Dutch East Indies basically for free, and so this is the thing, and we are just shy of 100 milli GDP, and we get the biggest migration in the world. In Sao Paulo, we got it up to 140, although it's not sustainable, so we just cranked it back down. It's 113 now. Hopefully we can get, yeah, a lot more migration from pops that are, plus 34k is a lot bigger growth than we were getting earlier. We're also getting pretty solid pop growth, so hopefully we can ramp that up. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.